Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today what we're going to do is make a domino set. This set we're going to be starting with two color process with stickers on the top and then a clear coat of glaze. And so far I have my clear resin here. I'm going to add some blue to it because that's the first layer of color that we're going to do is add the blue. So I'm going to put a couple drops of blue, and this is acrylic paint. Mix that in there. You want to be careful with the amount of acrylic paint you put inside. Excuse me, my little four-legged child needs to be let in. And so we're going to stir it up, get it a nice consistency. Looks like it may need just a little bit more because I'm trying to match this blue right here, because that was a side panel I poured already for my box, and I want to make sure I pour another side to go with that. And so I'm just going to mix this in here pretty good. And it kind of looks the same. So I'm gonna give it a good stir because I wanted to get that acrylic paint mixed in there pretty good. And the art to the pouring that I've learned to do a two color method, so that you get an even pour for each domino, because if you're trying to put them in a box or you just want them to look really nice, and for me, I resell mine, so I want them to look as professional and neat as possible. And so it's an art to it. And I picked this up from another YouTuber. I'll try to link her information in my bio once I complete the video, because we want to give reverence where it's due. And she had a good method, and so I used that method and kind of perfected it for my two color domino sets, so that they each will all be even. And so what I use is from the Dollar Tree, the little I think this is a half a tablespoon, and this is what I use to do the colored layer. And then to come back on the top, I use a 1/4 of a spoon to do the clear, because it doesn't need a lot for the top coat, just enough to coat it. And so I use the smaller 1/4 of a teaspoon. So we're going to take the half of the teaspoon, and we're going to scoop up and a little bit, and we're going to just pour a scoop in each one. That way it is evenly measured, instead of just pouring it in there and they not come out even. Some may be bigger than the other ones. And what I have found is that that has impeded me putting them in the box right, them all being even. Yeah, just the whole nine. So I find doing it this way, even if it don't feel all the way up, I still have control over the amount that's in each one. And I'm not over pouring, because that makes you have to work harder if you over pour. They blend and run, and then the next thing you know, you got to do a lot of filing, clipping, and whatnot. And so I found just having a teaspoon, half a teaspoon in each one, works perfectly to give me what I need to have a nice professional domino without a lot of overpour, and they just come out nice and crisp, edges and everything. So it works. So shout out to her for posting that, because the first like set or two I just poured, and I was having that problem of my dominoes not being the same size. Some were thicker than the other ones. I had over pouring. I had extra work to do with filing the edges. It just became too much. And so if it ain't fun, I don't want to do it. If it don't come out perfectly, I don't want to invest my time in it. And so this way helps tremendously. It has, yeah, made it to where they look really nice and clean. Again, even after you pour them all and get them all into the mold, and then you do the bubbles and stuff, come back. Now I know people that put dust, and I haven't tried that method yet. Kind of a little scared to try it. Have dusted their molds first to keep from having bubbles. I haven't tried that yet. So see, like one little drop there will fill this. You can kind of control it. I haven't tried that with the powder yet. Kind of want to try it. I might try it with a smaller piece just so that I'm not wasting anything. Hold on. Looks like we have a visitor. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. My daughter's friend came to visit her, so I had to get the door. But yeah, but I haven't tried the powder yet with this. So as I was saying, I probably would try maybe 1 or 2 dominoes to kind of see if that method helps or works. But what I do to get the bubbles out, I still use my little torch lighter lightly. After they sit for a while, not for a while, but a few minutes, and give them a little time to kind of, for the bubbles to come to the top. And then I go in and use my torch. And that just kind of works for me. Sometimes you have to be careful of the sides because the bubbles like to live along the edges. So sometimes just taking a toothpick around that will also get the bubbles to come to the top. But as you can see, like, this helps it from being, you know, over poured, having excess. You can control the amount that goes in there. You also can see like a drop or two makes a huge difference in these domino molds. So just a drop, if you have light areas and you just kind of want to fill them, it don't really take much. Like, as a couple little light spots. And you can, again, it's easier to control. And it don't take much. A couple drops here and there tends to do the trick. To where you get to cover up the dots from the bottom. And so I'll get this all poured and I'll come back in a moment. Okay, I am on the last 2. And then I'm gonna show you a little trick that I used to kind of accelerate, because I seen the lady who showed me this method with the spoon. She has a heater, and I have been looking for this heater and I can't find it. Everywhere it's sold out, and I didn't know that it will accelerate the heat time to where you can actually cure these dominoes in like 90 seconds. I mean 90 minutes, versus it being a full day to do the next color. So what I use is I just set them in front of a regular heater and kind of just let them heat up that way a little bit. And the reason why I'm putting a little bit more in these again is to cover up the little holes. This is the mold that has the more the one with the more holes in it. So as far as like the numbers and stuff to count the dots, so I'm just covering those up to make sure that they're not visible. And then I have this little bit left, and I'm hoping it's enough. I'm gonna make it just a tad bit darker because I just want it to and I'm just gonna throw just a dot in there because I want it to really match this yeah. And this is just gonna be the side. It's gonna go into this piece. And so what I measured was 4 ounces. And I know that it's approximately 3 ounces per color, because the dominoes is approximately, I want to say 6 ounces total. And I'm just going back, giving them all a little bit because we don't want to waste any resin. And so I don't have to do a thicker layer of the next color. Resin, it spreads out. So once you pour it, it do spread out a little bit. And like I said, we don't want to waste anything. It's expensive. And we're just putting a little bit extra dots in each one of these. Got a little bit left. So we just want to make sure that we distribute them evenly as much as possible. It's not very much, so it's not going to make a huge difference. But you're not wasting your materials either, right? And so there's a little bit left in there, as you can see, just a little. And I'll wipe that out. But so far, so good. And immediately I'm going to clean my spoon. Baby wipes is the best. And that just gives that time to sit while I clean up everything. Give the bubbles time enough to sit in there. I'm going to take my finger, wipe off any excess off the mold, because I hate going back cleaning it. Little extra dots and whatnot. So, and I do it with my gloves, so, because it tends to make it where I can just kind of touch it and it don't get too bad. Don't spread everywhere, or the napkin gets hold to it or in it or whatever. So I'm just going to wipe up the outside of this, clean my spatula, my stir stick, and I'll come back and re-wipe it again, but that'll get like most of that stickiness off. And clean around the outside, get what I can. And while that's cleaning up, those bubbles are settling, as you can see. And that's giving them time to settle. My dog gets on my nerve. Like, he gets on my nerve. And so while I'm cleaning up, that's giving it time for those bubbles to come to the top. And by the time I get done wiping everything down, I can torch it and set it to the side. And then we'll come back and do our second color and take it from there. So baby wipes just kind of get all of that out of there. Yep. So where it's not no stickiness. And then I can go back and clean it with, and remove my gloves. They're nasty. And then I'm gonna come back with my torch. Torch the bubbles out real quick. And just kind of keep your flame moving. You know, just keep it moving, not too hot. So just a little bit, real quick. And I don't stay in there long. I just get a little bit out at a time, right? Because as you can see, it still has a little bit left. But this is just getting a quick torch, right? So we come in and do that. Let it sit up a little bit, because bubbles are still going to form. And like I said, for the first couple of minutes, you want to make sure you are just kind of keeping an eye on it. I'll get a regular toothpick. So I'm going to come back with the second torch and just take it over it nice and light. And see, it just cleans it right up, clear it right up, without having to leave it in one spot too long. And I might do one more. But that's it. We got the first layer done, and then we'll come back and we'll do the second one, and then put our stickers on, top coat, and we'll be done. So hang tight, and I'll come back and we'll finish it up. All right, so now we're back to put our second color coat on top of these, and I've already poured my resin here, so I'm gonna stir it slowly. Put the color in here, excuse me. And then we're gonna put the second color in here. And like I said, I put it in front of the heater, so it got pretty hard quickly. So I should be able to finish this whole set tonight. If you have a heater, though, you know, it can go even faster. You can do it in about 1.5 hours each color, and they'll be ready to go. But I don't have a heater machine, so I just use a regular, like, little small portable space heater. Set it in front of that and let that kind of help it cure just a little faster. And so this is the resin. I'm getting prepared to add black to it for our next color. And then we'll have the dominoes. We'll put the stickers on, do the top coat, and then these will be ready to be painted and shipped. And so we pretty much clear on the inside of there. So I'm gonna put some black in here. And because it's only like 3.3 ounces, and that's really all I need. I'm only gonna put a couple of dabs of the black in there and stir that. You have to be careful again with that acrylic paint because it has water. And if you put too much paint in it and don't mix it well, it will explode. I have had 2 projects to happen and do that to me. One of them I was able to salvage and cover it on the end, but the other one I had to throw it away because it was just no way I could salvage that piece. And so as you can see, I'm making the black, and we're just going to do the same method as we did with the blue. And I just want to make sure everything is mixed good in here. That is good and solid. And it's looking a little transparent, just a little bit. So I'm going to put a little bit more black in here, because just about 3 drops, and stir that because I want it to be a little bit more opaque. The sticker is going to cover the majority of the domino, but I still want the black to be opaque so where you can't see the blue through it. And that gives it, looks like it's making it just a little bit darker. And stir it up pretty good. Get everything stirred up in there and mixed well. Make sure you mix that paint in good. I'm going around the edges at the bottom. And I think we are ready to start pouring. Got my half a teaspoon measuring spoon here. And we're gonna go ahead and start filling up the mold. And don't want to put too much. Like I did with the blue, I kind of filled it pretty good, but I just need enough to cover. And I don't want to have to do another pour. Another mix. So I'm just pouring enough to cover the dominoes. So see, I'm just lifting it up just enough to fill the little tablespoon, half a tablespoon. And it spreads pretty good and covers pretty good. I want to make sure I have enough for all of them without having to do another mixture. And then if it's some left over, I can come back and fill some of the areas that may need it. And I'm going to continue pouring, so give me a second. Okay, here we go. We have it all completed. Everything has been poured and placed in the mold. So this is our second color. I had a little bit extra, so I filled this, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I'll lift it up just a little bit. I filled this Chanel mold. And this is a small little, it's like a little button and a little Chanel, little small. It's more so for a cake, but it makes these little Chanel buttons, and I use them to do little other things. I've made these, and these will be earrings, so I made those with the little small Chanel part. But just show you that nothing major there. Everything has been cleaned up and wiped down, so we're going to let this get hard, and then I'll come back, put the stickers on, the glaze, and the top coat, and these will be all set to go. And again, that's 2 colors. We filled it with the teaspoon, had a little bit left over, so I made this little mold here, filled that with the black, and then we're going to let this dry, cure a little bit, come back, put the stickers on it, top coat it, let that dry, and tomorrow this should be complete. We'll put the box together, and then we have a completed set. So stick with me, and we will show you the next process. Thank you. Okay, guys, we are back with our dominoes, and we have allowed the second coat to cure and dry. And I'm getting ready to put the stickers in, and then we're going to put the top coat of clear on and let them sit to the side, and we should be done with the pouring. And what I have done is I made the little stickers already. These are already pre-cut, but I messed up one, so I had to redo one, which is fine because I want to show you what I did. So all I did was I used my inkjet printer, and I printed out the images, sprayed it with some Mod Podge spray, and now I am just going to cut. I cut it out with scissors because I only need one. But I used my table cutter to cut the original ones down, which you can use either or. I just like the table cutter because it makes it easier for me to cut for one. But that's the little one I need, and I just made that extra one just in case I needed it or had to re-pour the lid on the domino box. And you will be able to check the video on the domino box. Please make sure you hit subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel because I just need to know that somebody is watching and they love what I'm doing to keep me going. Right now I have no subscribers. I got about 12. If I can get up to 50, I'm going to give away something huge. So please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button so that you can get notified whenever I upload videos. And I got some great things coming in the works. I mean, like some big stuff. Okay, so I will be giving away, like, if I can get this up to 50 viewers, look, 50 subscriptions, I would love that. So please hit subscribe. I got some dope stuff, and I just want to share it with my kings and queens out there, all my decorative people and crafting people. I just want to share what I know with you guys. I learned so much from watching you. So yeah, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share the videos so that more people can see what we're doing here. Okay, so back to what we're doing. Okay, and so now I have cut this down to size, and all I'm going to do is take them and place them inside the dominoes. Real simple, right? Place them inside there, each one by one. It don't take that long, but I will probably speed it up. If not, I'm sorry. I apologize, but just bear with me. The video will not take that long. It will not take that long, I promise. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put each one in here, and I'm really like doing it by eye. So if people have all kind of methods on how to put the stickers in, I like to leave some of the shiny backing because I like the shininess of the epoxy instead of covering it with a complete sticker. So and if they want a complete sticker covering, that's fine too, but I just like to let that other color show without covering it up behind the sticker, and it just makes it fun for the eyes and look eye candy. So again, I'm just sticking them on here. And this, I used white matte paper, and I normally have a clear or use a clear when I'm doing certain projects, but when I'm doing the dominoes, the matte paper works really good. And I bought it by mistake, so I just kept it, and I was like, you know what, I can use that paper for this instead of using up my glossy shiny paper that, you know, costs more than the matte for some reason. Excuse my little dog Fudge. He is like so nerve-wracking. I let him in and out at least 50 times a day. At least 50 times a day. So yeah. And as you can see, we got one row already done. But again, yeah, I use the matte paper because it just works. I don't need shiny. It lets the image show a little bit better, especially when you're working with dark colors. It lets the images show better. And then I don't have to waste my shiny paper. I can use that for other projects. But it works. And it's not as expensive. I got it from Office Depot. Office Depot? Yeah. I think Office Depot. I got it. And I'll leave the link in the bottom. But it's just regular matte sticky paper. 8 by 10. You can buy it in a pack. I think it comes with like maybe 10 or 15 sheets in there. And I have found that it works great for this project. Basically, yeah, I've been using it pretty much for all of my domino sets. So I just want to say thank you guys for being here and watching and liking the video. Please, again, subscribe. If I can get up to 50 subscriptions, I'm gonna give away something really cute. So please, please, please share. I'm just trying to start off. I have workout videos. We just do a lot of everything here. All things artsy, girly, conversation talk. Sometimes I show my episodes. I share my episodes of Soul to Soul, which is my just a little show where I give information. I'll have those on here as well. Workout videos again. Resin, I love resin. I ain't quite the resin queen yet, but I'm on my way. I promise I'm on my way. I just want to show my skills and inspire someone and get enough subscribers and get my channel up and popping like some of the queens I'll be seeing on here. You guys are amazing. So please share in my video and subscribe to my channel. Let me know. And if I need to improve on anything, please, if you have any tips or suggestions on how I can improve the videos, please let me know in the comments. I'm taking all suggestions, okay, because I just want to get better at it. I want to get better at it. I do mostly everything myself. As far as my cameras, I'm working on that to get a better camera view stand for my videos. But I just, you know, I love this world. I have learned so many tips and tricks and things here. And so, yeah, I was like, this is where I want to be. I want to be right here with the people who are like-minded and, you know, share what I know and some tips and tricks and things and learn. Because I learned, again, the technique, and I'm going to try to pull up her video to, because I need to remember her name and give her credits for just the concept of a spoon. She used a regular kitchen spoon, but I wanted to measure exactly like what it was going to take to fill the dominoes, and so I thought to use the measuring spoons, and they work perfectly. As you can see, I still have a little bit left just to fill with the clear, so it's perfect. That method works so well to where I don't have a lot of filing, kind of no filing at all, basically. So, and we are almost on our last one. And so I had extra all this time. I didn't even know that I needed to cut out that extra one. I mean, print it out. I could have been did this, but that's okay. And so there you go. We have it. They're all taped up and ready to have the top coat put on. So that's what we're about to do. Hang tight. Okay, we are back, and I have stirred up my resin here to get ready to pour it on top of the dominoes here. Got my measuring spoon, and so I'm using the 1/4 to put inside each one. And we're just gonna pour it in there and try to pour it along put some in the middle and along the edges, and it will spread itself out. So I start in the middle, go along the edges and around the sides and fill it. That way it'll spread pretty good and get to my corners. And I'm just taking it, making sure it gets to those corners and pouring it in there. And many of you that have that heating machine, it do not take long to make these. This top layer probably would dry quicker because it's not that much resin that you're using. And this is about 3.3 ounces, so we'll see. I should have some left over. And what I'm gonna do, if you see my other video, I have a video for the domino box that I've made to go with these, so catch that video. Please subscribe, guys, so you can see that video as well. And okay, that one I already put some in. I was wondering what I looked at with. And the box that I've shown, remember I told you I didn't have the top part, the label in the very first box I poured, so I ended up wasting something on it, messing up the label, so I had to pull it off, reprint another one, and put it on there. So what I'm gonna try to do is give it a small coat of epoxy on top to put that label in, and if that works, then we're good to go. At least the top label will be epoxied in. And you see, it don't take, you know, don't take a substantial amount of time to put them in there, and it spreads pretty good. And it's just so that you make sure they all are pretty much even, not spilling over. You won't have a lot of filing to do because everything is settled, even, professional looking. And it just makes it less time consuming to have to go in and file and clip and nip extra resin from over pours. And then they not fitting in a, well, I had that problem. They didn't fit in the container because some of them were over poured, so it was just a mess when I first started doing them. So this method has helped me with two color, this type of domino. I've seen other, but I like to do the two color layer. Seems to work for me. And then I would like, if I can, do the center, the dots, a more vibrant color, like I, you know. And I'll probably have some pictures of, I'll include some pictures on the end of the video of the domino set, so that I've already done with the original, you know, with the tissue boxes that I used. But now I have the domino box, and I love that because I'm not using as much resin, almost half, because that tissue box takes up, I want to say, about anywhere from 14 to 16 ounces of resin. And the domino box, it only takes up about 8 ounces, roughly. So catch that video. Catch that video. Because I'm telling you, if you get that mold, there is even the manufacturer doesn't have anything showing you instructions on how to put that box together. So I had to come out here and find, and again, only found one. So check out my video for the matching box that I made to go with this. And I got quite a bit of resin left over, so again, I'm gonna go back and just kind of fill them in. And then I want to paint a small layer of clear on top of this lid to try to seal in the sticker. All right. And I'm just pushing them up a little bit. And so all of that is pretty much good. I'm gonna go back and just give them all a little extra, because I got extra, but not too much because we don't want it to over pour. So I don't want to put too much in it, just enough to kind of, you know, make sure your corners are good. The corner can use a little more. Just making sure you don't over pour, but you know, go ahead and use up what you got, because we don't want to waste product. It costs too much. But again, you don't want to over pour, so keep up, you know, make sure you're able to control it. These are much nicer than the other set. That other set I did for them, it gave me quite a bit of problems, so I'm hoping that everything works out well with this one, and the customer is satisfied, because I don't like customers, you know, messaging me with any complaints. And so, because we take tailor-made resin art, we take our artwork serious, Okay, I don't know what had happened to my video, but we are back and everything is poured nice and evenly within the mold. I got a little bit left. We're going to try to coat, like I said, the top part of that box. Hopefully I can do that pretty good. I'm just going to give it a nice torch, a little light torch. I think my torch is getting low. Got to put some more, just so we don't have any bubbles. I like a nice smooth surface. You do the same because some of the bubbles have come up into your dominoes, so you want to make sure you don't have any of those. You want everything nice and clear, and I'm just going over them, getting out any, and that one has some debris in it, so I got to get it. Everything looks good there, but like I said, that one have a piece of debris in it. Get that out. I'm gonna soak them too. They need to be soaked. And then I'm gonna look back at it again. Clean up the mold if I need to. I don't have anything hanging over. It was messed up too much. Everything looks, you know, over spills. And I just kind of look at it from, and see when I hit that with that heat, it thinned it out. So now it's just kind of like running, and I gotta catch it before. I want it to get to the grooves of my piece and mess it up to where it's not closing like I need it to. So, but it looks good, and I'm glad I was able to do that. So I'll keep an eye on it for the next like 20 minutes or so. Keep an eye on my dominoes for another moment or so, just to make sure everything is good and clear. No bubbles at all. I'm just running the heat over it just a little bit. We don't want to do too much, right? All right. And let's just keep it nice and clear. And so we'll come back and finish them up. Okay. All right. So we are back with our domino sets. We were working on, that is the top coat, so everything was filled up nice and evenly. They came out, sorry about that, with 2 coats right here. That's the back, nice and pretty. They came out real good up close. So see how the that pouring method works really well. My throat. And how I demold these is I just break them up in the center first. I don't know why. It's no particular reason why I do that, but I like to break them up. That way I can kind of control it a little bit, make sure everything comes loose nice and evenly. I've used this mold so many times. And just peel them out nice and smooth. Just to try to take care of the mold, I'm going to purchase another one. I will attach the link in the description box below. I know you can get these anywhere, but if you don't have a mold and you like, I want to know where to get a mold inexpensive, because some people be ridiculous with their prices. I'm just saying. I'll just link it in the description box below, as well as the lady who video I saw. That's why I take my time and peel them apart, because without, you know, tearing anything. And so there they go. They are all nice and pretty, all nice and done, even. Let me get some water, so I don't want to have to keep clearing my throat through the entire show. All right. Hopefully that helps. So back to the dominoes. So they came out nice. I love these. This is a good set. It was a good pour. No problems, no issues. So what I'm gonna do now is I normally put them on my other table and put the dots and stuff on them, but for the video sake, I'm just going to do it on a piece of paper towel. I like these blue paper towels. You can find these at Walmart in the auto section. They're like $2 and something a roll, but they're durable. They're really good for crafting. You might can get them cheaper than that in bulk somewhere, but they're really good. So that's what I'm gonna use and set them down on here. And then I'm gonna show you the tools that I use to kind of make this super simple and to just make sure I don't forget any dominoes. Is I'll line them up just as they were. All right, 4 rows of 7. Just so I don't forget any. Right, I have my little water here just because you just need just a little bit. I have a fine brush. Hope you can see that. Yeah, there you go. You can see that. Fine little brush. And I just use that brush to do the lines. And then I use the biggest dotter that I have. And that's a dotter. We use these for nail art. So I already had these. I have a ton of these in on a set where they come all kind of sizes. So I got the largest one I had. And that's the one we're going to use. I don't like that. It had a piece of debris on it. So I got my white acrylic paint. And this is just some regular apple barrel acrylic white paint. I have seen people do a few different things, but I'm just gonna do what I've been doing and stick to that. I've seen people seal their dominoes with spray. I tried that on the set. I didn't like the way it did my resin, so I was like, nope, I don't want to do that. Maybe I didn't put enough on there, but I didn't like the way it made my dominoes look. They didn't look like they look right now, and so I haven't used that method. So what I do is I just take the dotter, pour out a little white, take the dotter and dot it in there, and that's it. It makes a nice clean dot. Sometimes you can put a little bit of too much on there and it'll come out around the edges, but that's fine. When you do the cleanup, it's okay. So I'll do a row at a time. My dog he bothers me. I don't say he does get on my nerves. He bothers me. He go in and out all day. In and out. So if you have watched any of my videos, you probably have heard him in here before. That's Fudge, little Yorkie. And so I'm just gonna go in and dot. I'm gonna put enough on there so when I dot in there, it's extra. So it has to dry before I clean them up. And I just go in and dot. Sometimes I can have so much on my dotter that I can dot 2 or 3 at a time. Or 2. That's some debris. I don't know, something's in my throat. Like it's not clearing up. And so I just come in like so. And dot each one of them. I'm only going to do one of these rows on camera completely. And then I'll finish up and show you a completed project at the end. Please hit like and subscribe to my channel. I'm just getting started, but I believe I have some talents that I can share in the YouTube world, and just want to be a part because I've learned so much from being in this world, so in this YouTube world. So yeah, why not, huh? And I'm just using some old scrap cloth, what is like kind of like a adult diaper cloth that I just had usually for cleanup instead of the regular baby wipes that someone gave me. But it dried up, so I'm just put it to use. And so that is how I put the dots in. Did not take long. Go back and once they dry up and fix them. Then the lines. Now what I do not be all cute and fancy with the lines. I just put them in, put the lines on there. Take my brush, get some paint on it. Pretty much at the tip. At the tip. I hope you can see that. Put some on the tip, and then I push it into these lines. pretty much, but one line like that. Come back, get in the groove, because you're going to wipe this away. And that's it. You don't worry about it being perfect because, again, don't use too much, but, you know, just wipe it in there. Don't take nothing but a second. Once it get in there and dry, when you wipe it out, what's in the grooves, in this particular mode, it will stay in the grooves. I'm just putting it in there. I'm gonna come back with some alcohol once it dries, and it's gonna lift up everything that I need so I get a nice clean finish. And I'll show you guys that part on the cleanup. And that's it. And see, that went so quick, right? Set them to the side, and while I got the brush in my hand, I'll go ahead and throw the lines in real quick on the next set, just like that, because it don't take much and it don't take a lot of time. Scoot them out. I have to be fancy with this. The artwork in the resin itself is gonna speak for itself. You just accentuate it with your colors, like you could have did black, I guess, but it wouldn't. I don't think it would have shown on the blue. So I think the white is sufficient. And we done with that. Just like that. And you just keep going. I'm gonna come a little bit closer because I just realized I'm real far away. But they have these little grooves in them. Can you, let me see. There you go. You can see it. See that little groove? You just put it right in there. I'm just gonna put it in that groove. Just make sure it gets in there. Actually, yeah, I could just go on and wipe them now. Now see, I just did that. That's neat. I can do that. So yeah, look at that. Learning and teaching and learning at the same time. Boom, wipe. Boom. Yeah, hey, I like that. I like that. That's less cleanup. Cause yeah, the alcohol. And just come back and wipe it off. So if you ain't scared of paint, you can do that. You can do it that way. I would suggest you do, just to save time and on cleanup. I'm just now knowing, so hey, we learned together. So you could just wipe it. And I'm glad I didn't stop the video, because then I'd have been like, man, I wish I would have did that on the video so they would have saw that. So that's a good thing. That is a good thing. We're not scared of a little paint on our fingertips. We are crafters. We are people that's interested in crafting. Just want to like to watch people do work or want to for future references. So doing your research. I know people said that they were researching and wanted to know how. So hopefully you will look at my video and that'll be your how, right? And a couple more and we are done. Now that is the fastest that I've done it, to be honest. So we have learned together today. A few more. Oh my goodness, that just wipes so off, so nice, so clean. So then when I come back and just kind of go over them and get them ready to be packaged, that's it. All I gotta do is go back and dye. Now see, these right here, I'm gonna tell you what I would have to do. Being that they are already like my normal way of doing it. These, what I would normally do is come back with some paper towel and clean them. And this is just some alcohol, straight alcohol, and wipe them down. Wipe over the circles. So if I and that kind of cleans them up too. But with this, I don't have to wipe so much And being that they still fresh, like I'm gonna go ahead and wipe these down right now. So we, again, learning together. And then they could be drying, because you do have to scrub, and it's my least favorite part. I'm just being super honest. I like to like get it done, paint it up, it be done, clean up, and then I go back to being happy again because I have to photograph. So, but that's pretty much how I do it. And I'm after this I'll just, like I said, give them a good wipe down with some alcohol. And this blue paper towel is bomb because you can do quite a few without it. You know, it's going to tear a little bit. I haven't found anything else. So if you do, please let me know. Maybe a cloth or a microfiber towel or something might work to where it's not ripping up. But this lasts quite, you know, a few before you have to replace it. I folded quite a bit. And it's durable. It's not, haven't, you know, torn up or anything yet. So, and I don't want to, I just want to wipe the center because they still kind of wet. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And once they dry, I'll pack them up in their little box and ship them away. So I hope this helped you learn how to complete a domino, and that's pretty much it. Yep. Swipe them down. So what I would do is I'll wipe each one of them down, holding the sides, right? Getting them nice and clean. The back, after I file any edges to smooth them out, and then let them dry out, put them in a box and ship them out. And the domino box, if you want to see the domino box and the complete set together, the dominoes with its box, you can check out the other video on how to make a domino box, and that's where you will see it all put together. But that's pretty much it for this video on how to make a resin domino set using good measurements that will get you a perfect pour every time with you know, not a lot of shaving or bad edges or anything. So hope this helps someone. Please hit share, subscribe the video, please, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.